Let me get to Dr. Cindy Meldon, who had been rescheduled because of a little snafu there. How are you?
I'm great.
Thank you. You need to get closer to the microphone. And Perez, kick the volume up. Let's get this done because what a story. How long have you known about this?
It came out in July.
Yeah. So this has been something that the indictments and the putting some faces with the rumors was in the news recently. But this has been matriculating for a while.
It has.
Your thoughts about this?
I just think if you are trying to secure a certification or a license through any kind of fraudulent means, you should have consequences, severe consequences.
I asked you off the air, and your position at the university is what?
I'm chair of teacher education.
And so you do this full time?
All day.
How many teachers come in or students come in or teachers to be on a yearly basis before you?
We do about 350 licensure applications each year.
Each year? In
our department.
One of the things I didn't know, but this is not a once-in-a-lifetime deal. I mean, you go back for renewals.
That's right. You recertify. If you're alternate route, you have a 3-year beginning license that has to be renewed within those 3 years. It's a non-renewable one.
Okay, so it's not a lifetime thing you get your license.
It is not.
Time. And I asked you this, and you weren't sure, and I'm not sure. Were any of these apparently violations in the renewal basis or the initial, the first ones, and we don't know that
I don't know.
Okay. Do you know any of the people that...
I didn't recognize anyone on the name list.
Aren't you glad about that?
I'm very thankful.
All right, let's talk about it. The name of the test that's taken is Praxis?
It's the Praxis exam.
Is that the only one that's given? Or
there's a Praxis 1, and that's given for teacher ed graduates to get into, to be admitted to a teacher education program. And then you have the Praxis 2 to get your license.
So how was this done, though? You got this guy Mumford who's coming before you and saying, look, we got a teacher out there, whether it's it doesn't really matter what the curriculum happens to be, what they're doing, coaches or whatever. They're going to be in the classroom, and they can't pass this. Is that most of the time they've probably failed one before? How many times do you take this?
There's no limit to the number of times you can
really?
take a Praxis exam. You could keep taking it. Now, electronically, you are bound to every 30 days to repeat it. But the paper and pencil, it's offered again on a regular schedule, so you can take it as many times as you can pay for it.
And when we talk about pay for it, what are we talking about?
For a Praxis 1, if you're going to do all 3 series, there's a reading, writing, and math component. If you do all of those together, it's about $140.
That's it?
And for each content area, it's between $115 to $139.
So wait a minute, Mr. Mumford's clearing pretty good here at $1,500 to $3,000.
Sure is.
How do you not know that this is not the right person? I mean, do you check it that closely when you see Bob Anderson there, and are you looking at the ID, the photo ID, or the Social Security number? Or was that a requirement before? Exactly what are the requirements?
As you're taking the Praxis exam, they do check a driver's license. You're told to bring 2 forms of identification and then your electronic ticket that you use to register. So there should be at least one valid driver's license or ID.
And a photo on there to look at.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of funny, though. Is there somebody on the inside that's perpetrating this or something? I don't understand when you see a photo unless they match pretty good.
Right.
You got a problem there. Like, I mean, if it's a 6'4" guy and it's the actual person's 5'3".
What I understand, they actually maybe use their a different driver's license, put their own picture, the test taker's picture on there.
Went that $3,000 does get you some
that false ID
customization.
Yeah.
Let me get to CC. CC, good morning. How are you in Monroe City? 100.9. Go ahead, sir.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, young lady. That was my question, Mr. Gallo. Was if this man was taking tests for different teachers, how did they not notice at the same man? Is this a person-to-person, a face-to-face test, or online computer test? I mean, how's it done, and how was he able to take multiple tests for different teachers without someone catching on? And
thank you, CC. Appreciate it, sir. But they're online? They can be taken online?
They could do either. You could do paper and pencil, or you could go to a Prometric or a Sylvan or a university testing center.
Even online, though. But
that's
online
right.
It's going to be easier to cheat, though, isn't it?
You're still supposed to be on camera when you come in and check, and you're still supposed to present
doing a Skype
ID.
thing or something?
Just a security camera.
Okay. I'm a little, when you start looking at this and you look at the cost of it and everything else, and every university has the equivalent of your job.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
And when you start looking at this, it wasn't one guy, but they were getting ringers in there, men and women, to come in and take these tests, either, I guess, online or in person. But are they subjected to some type of criminal violation? The ringers who took the test fraudulently?
I would think if any form of fraud is used in certifying yourself or someone else, I think there should be consequences.
Okay, you got all the kids in all of the young adults, and it doesn't really matter what the age is, but you got them all in class there, and you're about to hand these things out. Do you have a little bit of a disclaimer saying, okay, you guys cheat, and here's the problems with that? Do you have a something that you read to them, some type of disclaimer before the tests are done?
Now, ETS is the company that makes Praxis. Mm-hmm. They do all of the training and all of the testing. So it's not actually done. They're done at a university site, but they're not actually done specifically by university personnel unless they're hired out by ETS.
Okay. And some of them are hired out?
That's right.
I was looking at this, and we talk about how many times you can take the test, and you said you could take it about 30 days outside 30 days, but after that, it's clear to do that. Do you have any idea what the ramifications are, the consequences? If I'm a teacher and I failed a student, and I mean, it's pretty close, one teacher, one test, and it required that kid not to graduate. Is there a little bit of a buzz of what all of the consequences and ripples are going to happen from this?
Certainly in the Mississippi Code, there's 37-3-2. There are consequences that are covered in the Code of Ethics and Conduct that every teacher signs when they sign their contract. Section 2 talks about trustworthiness, and one specific example is unethical behavior. And it's covered through fraudulent means of securing or certification.
This has been an amazing. Is there somewhere on the internet that you could take a look at the qualifications and everything as far as the license is concerned?
Certainly.
On your website?
Yes.
Give me the website before we let you go.
You can go at mc.edu and look up Teacher Ed, or you can go to Mississippi Department of Education.
Listen, would you be our consultant on this if we have more questions?
Sure.
Dr. Melton, thank you. I appreciate it very much. We have to clear stacks 1, 2, and 3.